Whoa.
I've got something to tell you.
I don't know if I have anything to say.
That's good because I don't want you to talk right now. But for everybody else, welcome. It is Tuesday, May 26th.
Yes.
And this is
your dramatic pause podcast.
Topless Toy Talk, episode 41. Is that where we're at now? I kind of messed up my sequencing and I forgot where we're at.
41 sounds in the
roughly
realm
41-ish.
of okay-ish.
I don't know why I'm like listing out the episodes. Anyway, hey, welcome to Topless Toy Talk. It's Tuesday, episode something, and we are your body positivity podcast for the Cybertronian era.
And I do not believe that the number 41 is a prime number, or is a prime number. I don't think it can be divisible.
Oh, anyway, I'm your host, and I am glad that you're here.
And
I'm just going to talk over you. Keep it up.
And I'm gonna.
You just keep trying to say things, and I will open my mouth.
I will.
Every time that you try to speak.
We are so happy you're here tonight, and I will do this all night if this is what it needs to be in order to talk. No fear here, no regrets.
You know, we actually talked about one time of coming up with like this little sign, which is just a picture of me on a popsicle stick with like duct tape across the mouth.
And I would just hold it up when he's talking too much.
When I'm talking too much or interrupting, and then she just put it in front of me, and then that would be my cue to be like, I need to.
And on the backside, it would be like, shut the F up. You would all see the appropriate sign, but he would get that emotional cue of just knock it the F off.
But I'm not sure most people are here for the appropriate thing. So
no, we've got that's not what we do primarily.
The appropriate thing?
Yes.
I mean, you try to do the appropriate thing, but I most often try to not do the appropriate thing.
Also accurate.
I'm
a hardcore rule follower, and you are not.
I mean, I like to follow rules, but it's rules I institute.
I mean,
rules that benefit me.
I am the type of person that even if there's no cars coming, I still wait for the light to turn green to cross the street.
And I'm the type of person that if there are no cars coming, then you just walk across the street.
I don't like it.
The problem is I live downtown for a long time, and so like I can anticipate when the light's going to change and when it's going to say walk, and so then I know the sequencing, the weights right between the stoplights, and so I can just go.
Yes.
I know when it's happening. So if there's no cars, I'm like, well, in 10 seconds it's going to change, so I might as well just go and cross the street. Like,
I would never do that. Never, ever, ever.
There are no laws saying that I can't. If you look up the city code, it says as long as I am crossing in a designated cross area, that I am in the right.
Now, who is the rule follower?
I like to know the rules so I can follow them to my benefit.
I understand that.
If it's outside of,
I think in a different life, you probably should have been a lawyer, like a real sketchy one.
No, that seems like a lot of work.
It does seem like a lot of work. I don't think I'd want to do that.
I just still think my ultimate job that I would want to do is basically like drive around in like a little cart and have like a little ticket booklet, a citation booklet.
Yes, that would be your ultimate job.
To just write meaningless citations, like, you know, those people
that
do the jaywalking, that have their grass just a little bit too long.
All you.
You know, their garage color doesn't match the color of their house, type of stuff.
Also accurate.
Yeah, it's like, here's $50 fine for you, $50 fine for you, $25 for you. I would make the city so much money.
Yes, you sure would. So on that note, who do we have in the chat tonight?
We have some people, I think.
We have some folks.
Yeah.
We have some.
Oh, you want me to do a thing?
Yes, I would love for that.
I thought you were just asking me a question. I told you the answer, and I thought we were gonna move on.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. We have
Wolf Chaser, aka somebody's
AKA,
who is still winning at the first comment. So
yeah, he's in always. Somebody needs to step up their game.
Yes.
By somebody we mean AKC Westminster Dog Show.
Okay, so Fanboy did get, so yesterday was our 1 year anniversary, also Memorial Day, but most importantly our 1 year anniversary. And we
fuck those national holidays trying to take us down.
I know. We did like our own like really dumb bar crawl, but because it's Memorial Day.
Quick pause for a side quest. So Sarah's never done a bar crawl.
Yeah.
She's never participated in any type of bar crawling adventure situation.
No, it just hasn't happened.
And so she was like, for our 1-year anniversary, I want to do a bar crawl.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? That's strange, but whatever.
It sounded fun.
But because it coincided with Memorial Day, nothing was open.
Nothing was open. So we did like a really like lame bar crawl. It was fine, right?
It was mediocre.
So, we had like, breakfast at a breakfast bar place. And then we went to a brewery and went to like a couple of really dirty county bars, and it was fine. But
she says dirty county bars, like these are all within like the same like 3 mile radius.
But what's the one we went to with all like the graffiti on the walls? That was that one I felt like there was something going on there.
But you just did some balloons.
Oh, I have no idea how I did the balloons, but I'm okay with it. So anyway, where I'm going to bring this back to Fanboy Prime is Fanboy Prime. As an ultimate body, provided us with his telephone number. And so we may have drunk scream called him on the drive home. I was drunk. This one here was very sober.
Yeah.
As the driver.
I just like to yell.
Yes, you do just like to yell. And so the minute the fanboy opened or like answered the phone, we just screamed in there. And then I feel like we screamed the entire time for the rest of the conversation.
Which is just my normal speaking voice.
It is. Your normal speaking voice is definitely an outdoor voice.
There's
nothing indoor.
There's nothing indoor about me.
Yes, and
except everything about my existence, because I actually don't like to go outside.
And we told some really great stories about how when this one would be outside, but like a lot.
This is a long story for acknowledging
it is.
people.
I am going to acknowledge people however long, and y'all have to deal with the fact that our guest still isn't here yet. So we're going to riff here a little bit.
He's coming.
Oh, he's coming. Yeah. All right, great.
A little late. It's okay. No big deal.
So we are so this one here used to like get screamed at whenever he would go on walks, and we've now realized it was probably because of the dog that we used to, but don't do that, that's so gross. Don't touch your nostrils like that. So we so this was the bad story that I'm trying to tell right now of this one whenever walking would get screamed at. And this was also part of your yes. So
what story are you trying to tell? Okay, so the story she's trying to tell
stuff with the stuff.
I know this is my distraction technique.
It is.
It works.
It does.
The story she's trying to tell is like when we used to walk her prior dog around. When I say prior dog, she died a couple of years ago. We were out walking one time and somebody shouted at us, AKC Westminster Dog Show, because she was a Boston Terrier. And this is where this comes from. Yes. It comes from us yelling at Fanboy Prime and telling him a story about somebody yelling at us walking our dog.
Yes.
Good See story. How quickly that was wrapped up?
Yeah, well,
Moving on.
Kind of was. All right. And we have you boys got toys. Okay, you are player one. That's good.
We are all player ones.
One of one. We are one of one. All of us.
Unless we were cloned.
Well, we could be clones.
Or in a simulation.
Definitely a simulation. Hey, Webby. You installed new lights on your new Spider-Man display case. You should post some pictures of that.
We're gonna be very interested. Yeah. If you have a video, if you posted video, let us know.
Yeah.
Shoot a link.
And thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. And we have
A Prime.
It just says A Prime.
I know. That's what I like to say. What?
Are you not going to acknowledge the actual person?
Yes. Jonathan Nash. Got it.
Good job.
Got it.
I'm so proud of you.
Sometimes when it's all the letters together, I have a rough time there. JMJ, our other favorite person to drunk dial.
Yeah,
we screamed at you on St. Patrick's Day.
Anybody that we drunk dial is our favorite person to drunk dial. Would be added to our favorites list.
Yes.
And
a prime number. There is a matrix of leadership or optimist joke in there somewhere. Yeah, definitely. I like I like to pretend that I understand math and like prime numbers and these sorts of things. And there's that little bit of crossover with Transformers, but
you are really trying.
I really am.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
You are really trying to just throw those words together to make something out of it.
And there was very little that happened from it. The waiting screen has a moon over Sarah's mouth. I feel like this may be a cry for help. It probably is. It probably is.
Waiting screen.
Is it like the intro screen?
A moon over Sarah's mouth.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Okay. What is it? Sarah still stays in the lane. I do, absolutely. There is nothing I hate more than trying to walk where there is no sidewalk. If it's a parking lot,
oh my god!
No, I cannot. I cannot handle it.
Why did you even have to bring that up?
Because I have a lot of problems with this.
If you're going through a parking lot, right? Like, Target, Walmart, whatever, right? Where a lot of them have like this divided parking lot where there is like a sidewalk.
I can't do it.
That will lead up to the door. Nope. She will intentionally go park at one of those areas.
Yes.
But like as far back as needed to be able to just go on sidewalk. There could be a spot 1 foot from the door.
This is why I like to TikTok diagnose myself with stuff, because I have these like OCDs about certain things where I need to walk on the sidewalk, I need to cross at the crosswalks. I
think it's just called OCDs.
It probably could be an OCD.
I think it's just called OCDs.
Yes, 100% chronic rule follower. It is like almost a disability.
Yeah. What are we talking about now? Your guess is as good as mine.
No one has any idea what's happening at all.
I don't even know.
But more talk.
Our dog was never in a dog show. She just was a purebred Boston Terrier.
She was just a beautiful dog, and that's not what we have anymore. Yeah. But you post it on Instagram.
So everybody is the word I'm looking for. Go check out Webby's post on Instagram.
Yeah, we will do that.
Put the link in the chat if you want. Go for it.
Please do.
Yeah.
And then
more about us.
Yes, thank you.
1
year. We made marriage 1 whole year.
Yeah, we are the sun, and you all are the bodies that revolve around us.
But you have all been safe now because we have our guest. we have Alex, our very special guest, who is going to tell us all about how to find your player 2. Welcome.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Sound effects. I was a little late on sound effects.
How are you?
Good. Sorry about the delay. I always say that flat earthers are right. Earth should be flat because this was a time zone issue. I thought it was like an hour from now. So
I know
we were getting a little worried there because we've been chatting with him like on and off like all day. Like, what is going on?
I tried. What time zone are you in? Where are you actually located? Let's start with this.
Yes.
I'm a digital nomad. Right now I'm in Argentina, which is where I'm from. But I'm usually just floating around.
Okay.
So right now I'm home.
I thought you were somewhere that was not
the United
not
States.
In Central Time Zone. So I was trying to throw in some occasional time zone stuff just in case. Clearly I failed horribly.
The thing is, with daylight savings, I often look up what time it is, and sometimes it gives me the savings time and sometimes the standard time.
Yep.
And I do my best, but it's it happens.
I mean, this one just learned last week that there's a difference between CST and CDT.
I had no idea.
Which is, Central Standard Time and Central Daylight Time. And so...
No idea on that.
And she was born and raised within it.
Yes. But before we get too far down a rabbit hole, as we always do, Alex, would you like to introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here tonight? Your mother's maiden name. I don't know if you have social security numbers in Argentina, but just any really helpful information so that we can know deeply personal information about you.
Yeah. Sure. So I'm Alex. I'm a dating coach for nerds. I help shy introverted nerds find their player 2 organically, which means no dating apps, no going to bars or clubs, none of that stuff. And basically what I did is I've interviewed over 700 couples at this point, nerd couples. I went to conventions in Mexico City, in Toronto, in Buenos Aires. I'm planning to do a couple more in the States. And also I asked people like you guys, both on Instagram and on Threads, how they met their partner. And that is basically what I help nerds with. It's doing what actually works without feeling creepy or anything like that, because it's not even weird what actually works. It's actually quite dull and simple.
I mean, one would hope, because otherwise the human race would not continue, right? Like, we can't make this too hard.
Yes, but people are making it too hard.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's like you have all these rules and you have to do all this stuff. It's like, no, actually, it's much simple.
I mean, I believe just in the philosophy of kidnapping. If you hold somebody hostage long enough, they're just like, yeah, okay, that's cool. You know, you just gotta treat them well in the process. Just give them food, water, and
until they fall for you.
No, it's something that I find very interesting about a lot of your work is you often hear people say, "Oh, well, I was friend zoned." Like, we were friends for 10 years before we ever turned into something. And I guess maybe that would be my first question is like, how many people do you find that that's something they have like that aversion to? I've been friend zoned, because it seems like that's something that kind of comes up a lot. And it almost seems like the greatest myth when I've been reviewing some of your stuff that you're trying to almost disprove here.
Yeah. So like almost everyone that I talk to, when I say start as friends, are like, no, the friend zone, it's impossible to get out. Actually, like, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, I posted a reel of a couple saying like, yeah, we started as friends, and comment, oh, he left the friend zone. It's like magic. And my comment, yeah, like 70% of the couples that didn't meet on the apps, the response was nope. And so I said, what's your source? And I didn't get a response for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not surprising. Not surprising
at all.
But that's also why I post the interviews, right? Like I have a podcast where I have couples sharing their story. That's long form. And I have on Instagram, I'm sure you guys seen it, like couples saying we met like this and we started as friends. Because I'm like, this is where I got my data from. I'm not making this shit up. Like, this is real life.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer that the apps are the downfall of a lot of things. Like I just like we've talked about this sometimes, and like when you're given too many options, like you get the FOMO thing, right? If you're missing out, like where you're just like swiping, like you never want to like pick something and see what it can evolve into, because what if you swipe 5 more times and there's something else that I don't know. So I
was never on the dating, I never did the dating app, so I can't judge this at all.
Like I tried for a bit and I was like, nah, forget this. But like if this didn't happen, like I still wouldn't do it. Like I
don't know.
I just go roam the streets aimlessly.
You roam the streets like, hey, date me. No.
That's even worse, actually. So just to give you an idea, out of over 700 couples, I found 4 who met in public.
Oh, wow. See?
Less than 1%. So going out on the street, it's even worse than the apps.
I mean, but what you just said is it can happen. So
sure. I mean, I found one that was a matchmaker. So yeah, it can happen. Of course. Like, but what are the chances? That's the question.
Not a lot. That's pretty small. Right. Especially like on street corners, because that's probably where I'd hang out. Well, I just feel like, well, there's a lot of cars that pass by and like intersections, right? So there's a lot of traffic in street corners. You know, if you're just like hanging out like, 2 blocks away, you're not going to see as many people. So
I think you're
I go down the most unconventional route possible.
That's why I'm just always like laughing at you, because I never take you seriously at all. It's like, what are you even talking about?
But it's my reality. That's where I live, though. It's like the weirdest place possible. So
I know. No, that's pretty like so we did we have some questions that we want to dive into a little bit about. Can you go back up? Sorry, you stole my question about you had told us that you live a little bit more of a nomadic lifestyle, so you don't actually have some sort of massive collection,
and that's okay.
And that's totally fine. But I was curious if there was anything that you like collected as a child, like what got you into sort of this nerd stuff? Was it specific video games? Was it specific board games? Were there toys? Like how did this evolve here?
I would say it has to be TV. Like, I mean, I grew up watching Thundercats, Silverhawks. Have you guys seen Silverhawks?
I haven't, but that means nothing.
Yeah,
like
she definitely hasn't. I haven't anytime recently, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So like, I mean, I have this like childhood story. I must have been like, I don't know, 5 years old or so. Here we have a Japanese garden, beautiful. It used to have these big boulders in the middle of the path, just big enough for like a 5-year-old to climb onto when his mom is not watching, and to open his arms the Silverhawk way and try to fly. And since I was sure I was gonna fly, I didn't put my hands when I was falling, so I just hit my head straight. And and this is the result. But like for me, it's like, I mean, I grew up like watching like Dragon Ball, and Saint Seiya, and for me, those just were like my core childhood like TV shows. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, because I was watching the adults being dull and boring, just having conversations about politics and economy, and not watching cartoons. And I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. I will always watch cartoons. And so it's to this day that I'm still watching anime, which is the one thing that I can take with me, right? I did play video games. Like my parents were some of the few people who got like the first computer. We were the very first ones to get internet at home, to a point where we were having a family gathering. I think it was my dad's birthday, and my dad was showing the internet. And he went into like a newspaper's website, and someone was like, wait, I didn't see this news on the paper today. And my dad's like, no, this is tomorrow's news. Like, what? And like the first video game that I played was like my dad coded it for me. Like I would like press a letter and I would like draw that letter up or like to the sides or whatnot. I learned how to write because of the computer, because like I'm Alex in English, but in Spanish people call me Ale, which is ALE. That was my password to get into my account in the computer. I used to write AEL. And my mom's like, you know how in the computer, if you write AEL, it doesn't accept it. This is the same thing. Because I was like, it's got the letters. You know what I mean? Like, it's my name, clearly. But like, I spent all my life just like playing with stuff. I had Saint Seiya toys, Dragon Ball toys, Hot Wheels. I had lots of plushies that I just gave away at some point. I still have my Saint Seiya stuff that at some point I want to, whenever I settle down, I want to have like what you guys have with the toys that I still have, if they're still alive, because I don't even want to look at what's in there. But
I'll tell you, I don't know if you really want this.
It's a lot. It's
Mine is not as big.
Every day I'm just like, okay, well, what do I rearrange? Where can I put this? How do I streamline?
How do you clean it?
I don't. Like, I mean, if you want to be honest, like it's like when I'll pull something off and do something with it, like I'll dust, like it's kind of just like, rearranging, I'll do dusting, but like I don't have a schedule where I come. I mean, the trick is white shelves, because then you don't see as much dust.
The black shelves definitely hold, like it shows up the dust though. Yeah. But I want to loop back here to your parents. So it sounds like you had parents that really supported and encouraged you to go into, having a computer at home and having the internet and all of that. Like, were they very supportive of your different hobbies and whatnot?
I mean, they were so supportive. I mean, we can talk a little bit about like using the computer, right? So I was in school. Computers were not a thing for everyone yet. And at one point I got sick. So I don't know about you guys, but at least here, what you do is you ask some like friend from school to give you the notes from the previous week. And then you copy them into your own notebook. I was like, this is so freaking boring. I want to do anything else but this. And my mom's like, hey, how about you do it on the computer? Because I love the computer. I'm addicted to the computer. So how about I do it there? We had, I don't remember the name. It was like Word, but for kids. Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, just do it there. We'll print it. You paste it and done. Cool. I do that. I show up at school with this, and the teacher's like, what the fuck is this? Like, you're supposed to like handwrite it on your notebook from. I'm like, this is from the computer. Like I typed it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got like a I don't know how you call it in English, like a bad note to my parents of like me misbehaving. And the response from my mom was like, I told him to do it. I want him to be computer literate. So don't mess with this.
That's fantastic. Actually, so I remember in school because we got a computer, right. So the first computer that we had actually would not connect to the internet.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until the second computer that we had that connected to the internet, which is, it's a wild, bizarre thing thinking about now and how far technology has gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to go down a spiral right now. But anyway, so before we got a computer though, like we had a typewriter. And
at your house?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had a typewriter. And so the first handful of like stuff that, needed to be typed for school, like when they started doing like computer stuff before we got that computer, I just did on a typewriter. And I'm not sure like my teachers ever actually noticed the difference between like a typewriter and a computer for like a bit. And because it was like 6 months later, right? Like after we kind of got into it, like we kind of got a computer, and it was not a very good computer by any means, but I don't know where I'm going with this aside from like, yeah, like it was just like, it was an interesting time with the computers. And
I think that was good though, for all of us that didn't grow up. Like we can remember life before the computer.
Yeah.
That's okay. Right. As kids,
we can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes. We can remember like how you had to be creative with your toys and all these other things, in the way that you probably don't have to be as much today. The entertainment's just right there.
Yeah.
I think where I was going with the question about your parents is, doing the work that you do today. Do you do a lot of modeling based on your parents' relationship? Like, how do you think that informs what you do?
I was just thinking about this today because they are the very exception to the rule. So they met at a club, and my dad was drunk on one glass of wine, and he was showing his friend how to pick up blondes. And I don't know how I got here, to be honest. Like, so my dad's opening line to my mom was, "You've no idea the roasted pork I had last night." That was his opening line. So they started dancing, and mind you, like my mom was like 19, he was 21. And he says, at a dance club with like whatever music they were playing at the time, my dad's like, "Do you like classical music?" That's why she fell for my dad. Because the day before, she was telling her cousin that she was gonna find someone who liked classical music, and her cousin was telling her, "You're never gonna find a 19-year-old or 20-year-old who likes classical music." And then my dad shows up, and he's like, they're like dancing to, I don't know, Bee Gees or whatever it is that they were playing, and he's like, "Do you like classical music?" And she's like, "Oh my god, I'm in love." And she literally, we found this out on my dad's 50th birthday. That night, she went to the bathroom. She took off her engagement ring.
Oh.
Whoa. So she was engaged to somebody else.
Yes. And to make matters worse, I mean, I have plenty of these stories, but like my dad has two names. Everybody calls him by the second name. He was out with some friends on holiday, and he gave my mom the first name because it's like this blonde chick that I'm never going to see again. Who cares? So he gave her his first name. And then at one point, everyone was making introductions, and they introduced my dad with the second name.
Oh.
And my mom's like, "I thought you were called like this." And he's like, "Yes, I am, both." And yet here I am. So I wouldn't say like, I like to say that I come from a long line of really, I don't know, whatever the opposite of pickup artist would be. Like my great grandfather. This is a hilarious story. So my great grandmother was like French family, super rich. They sent her here from France. And it was kind of like a Cinderella story. So they were making her do like all the chores and all the cleaning and whatnot. And my great grandfather was the driver or the coach for the family. He didn't know how to read. She came from a rich family, but he wanted to show off. So he got a newspaper. He pretended like he was reading. And then she sees him, walks up to him and says, "The newspaper is upside down. Would you like me to teach you?"
Oh, I love that.
And yet here I am.
Right. No, that's amazing.
So I grew up with those skills to pick up women.
I mean, that is.
I mean, one can make an argument that the newspaper wasn't intentionally upside down,
right,
to get the attention.
No, he had no idea.
But
he couldn't read.
He could pretend.
Sure.
Just saying. That's something I would do. I would intentionally put a newspaper upside down.
I know.
I mean, I'm not a very clever person, but I'm like, but this is dumb. And it's going to draw attention.
Well, but a lot of when we look at, say, our grandparents, our great-grandparents generation, I mean, they all were married for very long periods of time. And it was almost like they didn't, to go back to your thing of like the analysis paralysis. There's so many people on the dating apps. Like, who do I choose? When, my grandparents, like, they married someone in their hometown, or like you hear a lot, people didn't really sort of have relationships outside that. So I don't know if that comes up in your analysis at all, is when you talk to people, does location matter? Does like family background matter? Is it more of some of those like shared interests that you see from folks?
What matters is not so much location, it's repeated exposure. And that's across the board. Like I analyzed it by like what year did they met, like which way did they meet, like however I break, like by age, however I break it down, it's always the majority is just repeated exposure. It used to be people nearby because you didn't have people moving as much. Like once the car was introduced, then they started like meeting people outside of their town. But like apart from that, it's just who do you see often? So much of what comes up is friends. So through friends, at school, at uni, and at work. In our case as nerds, and that's one of the few differences that I did find in my surveys compared to like regular surveys. Like everybody has uni, school, work, dating apps. What we have is hobbies that doesn't show up anywhere else. But it's not hobbies as like I just go to a one-off event at a convention and I meet my soulmate. It's I'm going to a weekly meeting. We're doing this activity. We're doing like something with other people. We're making a community where I see the same people over and over and over again. We become friends. And then we're like, oh shit, I like this person.
Interesting. Yeah. Because, it's funny because like we were friends. Well, we were coworkers and like kind of friends there for 10 years. And what was humorous is like you gave me these books. We don't have to go into what they are, but like you gave me these books.
No, we can. Well, so I went to school for massage therapy. I was going to be a massage therapist for like clinical sports massage, and corporation life sucked me in and paid me more money, so I did not change careers.
So you just stayed and you kept working with the corporation. So you'd given me these like books for massage, and and then when we actually got together and we moved in, I was like, hey, you remember these? I still have these.
You never gave me one of these.
So that's the bonus of
they're still in the back room.
Sounds
like they were mine, then yours, and then they came back together. Like
they came full circle.
But yeah, so it's not so much location per se. It's just like seeing the same person over and over again, which is also why cold approaches almost never work, and why dating apps you have such a hard time because you don't have the repeated exposure.
Well, and like we have very different interests. So like, he's all into, this is his collection.
Yeah.
I mean, I participate a little bit, but I couldn't care less. When you were talking about, what was the silver?
Kidnapping.
Silverhawks.
Silverhawks. Yeah, Silverhawks.
Somebody wrote in the comments Silverhawks, yes.
Yeah. I've never watched that before. I'm still trying to catch up on all the nerddom, but like for the couples that you talk to, do they tend to have the same fascination? Like, do they tend to be into the same thing, or is it different things that they are both equally like interested in? Because like I'm actually interested in the politics and the government and all that stuff. Like that's
the
so now
boring
that I
stuff.
know you're from Argentina, I'm just like, I have so many questions for you. But I'm reeling myself in because that's not what this podcast is right now.
It's like round two.
No, that's not what this is about. But like, do you see that within couples that they are, they might have like extreme interests, but they're very varied?
Depends how they met. So if they met through something that's not related to their two hobbies, then no. Like if someone, like if they met at uni, many couples are like, no, like he's a nerd or she's a nerd. I'm just here, just tagging along. Usually if it's a cosplayer, it will be the handler, right? That's not usually the case. If they met through video games, if they met through a convention, if they met through something similar, then usually yes. But apart from that, like it's not necessary. Again, it's just seeing the person over and over again, whether that is at work, which for many people it's taboo, but it's one of them, like across the board in many countries, it's how most people met. It's just, I see you today, then next time I see you, you're not such a stranger. Then the following time we may just say hi. And it starts growing. And at some point, we realize that we have something in common. And next time I ask you about it. And it just builds up and builds up and builds up, regardless of interest.
Yeah, I think that's right. Because, you and I, because we worked for, we still do work for the same company. And like, we've worked on many projects together, or we worked in the same office. And so we were able to like develop that, like you are a dependable person. I know if we're working on a project together, you're actually going to get the thing done.
That's not what you told me now.
I mean, it's not what I tell you now, because you don't get the thing done.
That was just to lure you in.
You're already stuck, right? Like I'm already stuck with you, so you don't have to get it done. But
there's different cycles. Not to spiral on a work topic, but I've just learned that that with enough patience, whatever somebody wants you to do, it doesn't matter and it goes away. And so,
fair enough.
I mean, this is specifically for the company I work with. It's just so I get stuff done when it matters.
I know we're not going to talk about it, but anyway, but yeah, there's that, like, it builds that familiarity and relationship in that of what you're saying is like the more times you interact is you almost build that trust. And the way that I think you built that trust when people tended to marry people from their neighborhood or their town, like you knew them, you went to school with them, your parents knew one another. It's almost you're creating that sort of exposure through your network, but basically through your personal interactions with one another.
Yeah, there was a study that was done in the US. I can't remember exactly where they brought all people who were, I don't know if there were like vets or like something in the military. They put everyone together in like the same compound, and they studied, okay, who becomes friends with whom. This was all like couples or like small families. So like everyone had sort of like the same. Hang on, I'm reading. Yes, Thundercats. That's also what I mentioned.
Yeah.
So like they had like pretty much like almost the same. And what they noticed was that the people who lived the closest were the ones who were becoming friends the most.
Yeah.
Because like you go by the same doors each time when you go out to do groceries or to do whatever. And those are people that you keep meeting over and over again. You don't really meet the ones that are like, I don't know, 3 buildings next to yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even in that small area, they noticed that.
Well, because I think I know what study you're talking about. And that's something I thought was really great about your website is it was just all these references, like this study and this study and this study. So that very much appealed to me.
Yeah.
I do. I like to nerd out on that sort of
studies.
stuff. But there was a study where it was talking about how most people they married and met somebody that was like in their building or like within a certain radius of their building. And that was, again, not as much our parents, but more our grandparents and prior generations. I remember my grandmother, she had maybe not the best touch with reality. You have to take every story with a little bit of a grain of salt there. It just may not, it had elements of truth that may not have been true, but it had enough in there that it fit. And she was a telephone operator during World War II. And she absolutely swears that she connected a phone call for my grandfather when she was a telephone operator before she had ever met him. And then they met, and then she remembered this name because she thought it was so unique, which it really wasn't at all. not for the area at all. And then she met him at a dance hall. And then he really liked red-haired women. So my grandma had bright red hair. And they got married after knowing each other for, I think they knew each other 2 weeks. They got married.
Wow.
And then he had just gotten back from World War II. And then he went to Korea because he was in the Navy and he was in the Pacific. So they're like, guess what? You're going back for Korea. And then he was gone for almost 2 years. But yeah, it's interesting, like how those like close knit things kind of bring people together. And they were married for 54 years, I think, something like a very long time.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You're saying that they were like phone operators. I thought you were gonna say, because I saw somebody on Instagram mentioning that their grandparents met online dating.
Oh, great!
But hang on. They were telegraph operators.
Oh.
And they started like telegraphing, like in between whatever work. And that's how they started like long distance relationship. And then they met.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
that is technically, yeah.
But there's no way my grandmother didn't listen to every phone call she connected. There's a 0% chance that
they
woman
did that.
Was so nosy about all the stuff. She knew everybody's drama.
So she just knew everything about your grandpa. Like
she probably did.
He probably had a phone call where it was like, hey, I'm going to be at like this club on this night.
Oh, I'm sure she stopped.
And so she just showed on
There's going to be no surprise at all.
Well, my dad's is from a like smaller city. And he said that like they still had operators even when here in Buenos Aires, it became like we didn't have them anymore. But he said that sometimes you would say like, hey, I want to speak to this person. And they would tell you, no, they left. They went to get groceries.
Yeah, or the party lines, how they would rotate through. Like it would ring to all the houses down the line, and then everybody else was supposed to drop off, but nobody ever did.
I never experienced that.
Oh, I didn't experience it. I just heard a lot about it.
Yeah,
the stories.
Yes.
But speaking of party lines,
I love how you're gonna turn this around.
Shaggy, thanks for joining, Shaggy.
Quantity, not over quality.
Yeah, we're going back to the street corner real quick. Just
or are we talking about just I had lots of quality time with you versus or quantity time with you, not quality?
Yeah, I would say on an average day we have a lot of quantity time together.
We do because we both work from home. So
right.
While we have our separate time, we do spend a lot of time together.
My grandmother-in-law met her husband on You Boys Got Toys. We are going to need to know more about this.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, they said her husband, so not their grandfather. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But a quick segue here, if you're ready.
Yes, we should probably do that.
We have a quick shout out we need to do, and then we'll circle right on back. So, 1, 2, 3,
go.
Boom.
We have We need to come up with a script here. We have
no. That's why I was preparing you to see what you were gonna come up with today.
No one has any idea. So if you feel so inclined, we have something called the Body of Official Bodies,
aka the boob.
That is our Patreon group. If you join, you can get magical prizes like a drunk dial from us once a month, or positive affirmations to you or anybody else who needs us to tell them that you or they are the best.
We also have exclusive merch that is on the way to people.
Yep. So if depending on what tier you are, you should be getting something here this week. Maybe good, it may not, who knows. But
specific call outs, our Ultimate Body, Fanboy Prime. Thank you.
Our Bougie Body.
We have a brand new one this week, Bougie Body.
TF Toy Picks.
TF Toy Picks also does really great Transformers photography.
Yes.
I am very envious of him. I try so hard to do good Transformers photography, and it fails so bad every time.
Nobody cares about your Transformers.
Nobody cares about my Transformers photography. Like I'm not good at it.
Unless it is a character that has
well endowed front.
That is a lady stuff. It's a hard sell for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not good with Transformers photography. I love Transformers. It's everything that's back here. It's what I have the most of. Yeah. But like, can I photograph them? No.
And then we have our extra basic body crop modification, who was also our entry music. So thank you.
If you enjoy that, check him out. He has YouTube and on Instagram, everything else. But yeah, he makes some good music. It now pops up in my Google Music feed, my YouTube Music stream like all the time now, which I mean is probably because I listen to it frequently. But his music, I feel like, is a lot kind of similar to video game music in a sense, where it like has a concentration factor. I don't know, and so there's no vocal. Well, there's some vocals, but like not a lot of it has vocals, and so it just really kind of pulls me in.
So if you feel so inclined, join the boob. We've got our a Discord and other random stuff.
So thank you everybody again. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes. So we did have some other, I think, really great questions. Normally I spend a lot of time on questions, and this one here, you were the dark horse in this.
I can't rely on you anymore.
I know. But I'm going to try and read this one here because it's a very long one. You help introverted nerds find their player 2 in the dating world. If you had to analyze the relationship dynamics of a classic toy line, which franchise represents the most toxic, codependent relationship imaginable? For example, man, I cannot read. For example, is it He-Man and Skeletor constantly screaming at each other, or Megatron and Starscream refusing to just break up already?
I don't know a lot of Silverhawks lore, but if there's like something there too that ties in.
Like what?
I mean, I do remember Skeletor. I don't remember Megatron. I might have watched it. But can you remind me the question? That's pretty long.
It is. It's a very long one. It was hard to read. Codependent, toxic relationships. Is there anything that stands out to you in terms of like classic toy lines, cartoons?
Fandom of some sort.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm really bad with names and characters and remembering anything. But
me too. That's why I'm always asking him to complete my sentences.
I mean, the thing that comes to mind, basically because we were talking about it and because somebody also mentioned it, is Thundercats. I remember there was this cat. Don't ask me the name because I used to watch it in Spanish. But they were all felines.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like a smaller, like actual just cat. Like everyone was like humanoid. There was an actual cat that was very like scary and dependent on every freaking body. I don't know what it's called in English, so I apologize. I don't even remember in Spanish, but that's what I do remember. It was a long time.
That's fantastic.
That's great. We did yell at Fanboy Prime, by the way.
I'm sorry if you had to go through anything with that.
Snarf, yes.
Snarf, yes. Thank you very much. Actually, it was the same name. Interesting.
Yeah.
If you were...
Are you going to do another question?
Yeah, I'm going to do another one. Okay. If you were legally forced to marry a fictional creature from a fantasy universe, to save your board game collection, are you choosing a goblin or a swamp hag?
I'm gonna go with the goblin. I think it would be more fun.
I would choose the goblin as well. Sometimes they have treasure.
Sure. Loot.
I have no idea.
You might not be a lot to look at, but let me see what you got in your sack.
Well, their loot is my loot, right? After we're married.
Yeah.
These are great questions.
Are they?
They are. No. Okay. So this next one, you weren't sure was a good question. I thought it was great. I laughed a lot. So we're going to see if this translates. If humanity goes extinct tomorrow, what brand of collectible plastic are the cockroaches going to worship as their new deity?
Playmobil.
The what? Say it again.
Playmobil or Playmobil. I don't know how you guys pronounce it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's Playmobil. I don't know if you pronounce it any different way.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's like it's larger than a Lego, and like the legs only move like back and forth, and you have like the arms that are quite stiff.
I'm gonna bring something up for you, Sarah.
Yeah, help me. Help me.
That's what I grew up with. I'm jealous of people who have Lego and had Lego.
Oh, so it's like a Lego.
It's like a Lego, but like larger. And it doesn't really, you don't really put things together. Usually it was like actual toys. But yeah, you could change their hair, I think, and some other stuff. That's what I grew up with down here.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm bringing you guys so much obscure stuff.
I love it. So great.
Oops, we lost. There we go.
Oh yeah, these little.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, Play mobile or Play mobile, either or.
Yep.
Depending on what area of the country you're from, or. Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen these.
I've never seen these before in my life.
Really?
Never.
Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. There's a lot that you haven't seen.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
You're not familiar with.
And I would say those over Lego because like those are like larger, and I don't know. It feels like that makes more sense to me.
They do. This just wants me to take me to a link on Target. Like, did they do like
Masters of the Universe?
School? Oh, Mega Constructs. No, that's just an ad.
Got it.
I think I was like, wow, they really did a crossover there. But no,
I think they do have crossovers though.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Pirates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lego's cool and all, but these are interesting. I think when you get things that, well, I mean, Lego was from Sweden.
Yeah, where is
Denmark?
Denmark, okay. Yeah. And so I guess that's not really a US based thing either.
No, but, definitely not.
Well, no, I think for me growing up, nobody had Lego except for one kid whose mom was a flight attendant.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
So
like, if I had a house, I would buy Lego.
It's okay.
I like Lego.
He gets into Lego.
Yeah. I like the artwork Legos ones that you can, that creates some sort of like painting or whatever that you can put on the wall. For some reason that feels like better to me versus another thing on a shelf. If I can make it art, like it doesn't feel as overwhelming.
Playmobil is more expensive. I did not know that.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's all we had here, so I couldn't even compare it.
Probably like that import figure, like that Mayfix, like, or SH figure arts in the United States, where like you get it, you go to Japan and they're just like $40, and over here they're like 130.
It's not, not a thing. Did you have any? Are there any like native to Argentina like toy companies? Is there like a version of Lego there?
We should have done more research on that.
I know.
That's a good. I mean,
like,
I wouldn't know
what you appreciate that maybe we didn't know about in the United States or Canada.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, was there anything that like was just very Argentine that like we would not know about in the United States?
Well, I don't know what you guys knew about that I didn't, or vice versa, but we did have. What else do we have? We had like Lego, but like much larger. That's what I had. Like
Mega Bloks?
I don't know. Kind of remember the name. But like that was much bigger, which was great for the Playmobil. Because like the Lego were just so much smaller. I mean, usually when I talk about the benefits of here, it's usually meat and wine and pastries and like food for the most part.
Things.
The important things, yes. I usually don't think about toys. I'm guessing we must have had some sort of industry, but it's not like something massive. We did copy Risk, though, if anyone's into board games. We have our own version of Risk, which I like better.
Very cool.
I think so again, to go back to like the history, you did have a large influx of people from Germany that immigrated there, and they were traditionally like seen as very good like toy makers. So I could see there being something there that maybe came over after World War II.
Assuming that's true, because you like to make up history.
No, that's not. That is true. That's like very legitimate, like history. I'm not making that up. See, I could see there being.
But we also got Germans in like the late 1800s, for the record. Like we have towns that were settled at that time. So.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, that's probably why. Okay.
I mean, because Legos definitely weren't.
Well, they were small enough to pass through.
So you could eat the Legos and they would go through, but Playmobil, they were just a little bit bigger. So like,
I can say I survived Playmobil, so that's all I can say.
You know, like we're real sensitive here in the U.S. Like,
kind of like the Tonka toys. Tonka toys were real big in like the 80s and 90s, and all of those they started putting lead paint to make them very yellow, and so you don't want to have those anymore. If your parents saved your Tonka toys, you probably don't want to keep those around.
I'd still buy them.
I know you
be like, lead paint can't do me in now. It's already done its damage. I've made it this far in life. There's nothing lead paint can do to me.
What we may have had, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, this is just me guessing, because like here we got like cheap copies of stuff, like Simpsons, Smurfs, whatever it is. We got like really cheap, crappy copies that, of course, they were not paying for any sort of royalties or anything. I don't know if you guys had that or not, because I know that the US is big in lawsuits, so maybe you didn't get as much. I mean, it was fun because like you could see like your favorite characters in like very bizarre, like misshapen figures.
I mean, those are my favorite. It's just the things that are slightly off.
Well, we did. So there's a guy that Effin Birds.
Aaron
Reynolds. It's Effin with an EFFIN. And he did this thing, was it Bootleg Safari?
Oh yeah,
it was Safari. A fantastic live panel that he did at the Des Moines Con. What, like 2 years? Last year. It was. But basically, all he did was show those bootlegs, like these knockoff versions, and you would vote on which one you thought was better. And so it like came up
better than actually being worse.
Like better being worse. So I think there was one where. I don't remember if it was a Spider-Man, but it was like a 5-pack of Spider-Man. But it
was Batman.
Batman. They were all green. They were all like, it was just a 5-pack of green Batman. And it was just so funny to like come out. And so then he was like the ultimate like worst bootleg of, you know, where you were going. Sometimes it was food. There's a lot of bootleg where they'll put, you know, some sort of character on a food packaging and you're like, oh, that's not quite right.
I don't know. I honestly like the bootleg stuff. I think it's very funny. I feel like there's a special craft within creating something that is supposed to resemble like an actual like character figure or whatever.
No
and
way.
It's just like, and it's just like it's just slightly off. You're just like, I know what you're going for.
It's not quite right.
But it's just creepy instead. Like I like the creepy things. So like, you know, just has that one wonky eye or like, you know, head's just not quite right. Like that's what I need in my collection.
Or just 5 green Batman.
Yeah, or 5 green Batman. I mean, I have a couple, like we have a friend that gave me a couple things, like a couple bootleg Transformers in the back, and they're fantastic. It's like
from Mexico.
From Mexico. One transforms into a motorcycle and then to a robot, but it doesn't have a head.
Oh yeah.
And so like it's just like it's kind of a body, but like there's no, so it's like, I don't know, it's very weird. It's so funny. I like it a lot, but So you did mention board games, and I was curious, like, do you have some favorite board games that you're into? Like, I'm always trying to get this one into more games. She's interested in like card type of games. I've got her into that. There's a few games I've tried to get her into, and it's slow going. So
if it's much harder than Uno, I'm probably not interested. Like,
okay, no, fine. I have some suggestions then. So you got here into card games, and you want something simple. Do you know how to count from 1 to 100?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Okay, so the times that you can, there's a game called The Mind. And the idea is it's said to be for up to 4 players. I've played it with like 10. It's lots of fun. And you go in different levels. So in level 1, each player gets 1 card. And without talking to each other, without gesturing, without anything, you have to put them down facing up from lowest to highest. And then if you do that right, then you move to level 2, which is 2 cards each. And so on and so forth, until you get to like the last level. I have never beaten the game.
Okay.
Ever. But you get quite far. And the idea is that the more you play together, the more like you learn everyone's timings, like who's a bit anxious, who who waits a bit longer, and you can get really far.
Okay.
You can get really far.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds fun.
And it's collaborative, by the way. It's not competitive.
Okay.
The other one is The Game, which is quite similar, and you have numbers from 1 to 10. In this one, you take turns, and you have to make 2 piles, one going from 1 to 10 and one going from 10 to 1. And if you have the same color, then you can like put any number. But the point of the game, again, collaborative, is to go through all the cards.
Okay.
Those are like I travel with those games because I like board games, and that's all that I can fit in my luggage.
Okay. I will definitely look those up and probably purchase them tomorrow.
They're super cheap. They're like $10. They're super cheap.
Yeah.
And it takes 5 minutes to explain them, like I just did.
Yeah. But yeah, like we've I don't know, like she's a big fan of Uno. We have like 3 or 4 different versions of Uno.
Yep.
We have more complex things, but I don't know. You like the card type of stuff, I think, the most for some reason. And she always wins. Like, I'm not good.
I don't know about that.
I'm not good. Like I'll be honest.
Okay.
Like
we did. So there is a board game, or it's a card game, but then they did a dice version called Burger Battle. So great. I love Andrew Heath. Like, his game is just fantastic. And the whole goal of it is you're trying to build a burger, but you can sabotage the other people who are also trying to build their hamburger as well. And we were doing it as a live stream last weekend. And like, the thing is, he knows I'm very distractible. So if I'm trying to talk to people in a live stream and I'm having a drink and I'm trying to play a game, I can't do all 3 at once. So the one that's going to suffer is the game playing.
Fair enough.
This was so much fun, though.
Yeah, so
this was a great game.
So the way this one works out is like you have these dice, and like, so these are basically ingredients on each side of the dice, and then behind it are like tokens, I guess you could say. And so it's like, if you roll 3 of the same ingredient on the dice, then you get to then you take that token. And then the goal is basically to get all 6 tokens to build your cheeseburger.
Right.
And then you win. But like, then there's a battle dice that, will like destroy or,
sabotage or let you steal one of the ingredients or what have you. It's very fun.
It's just a fun little like dice game that she's all about.
Yes, because I don't have to remember too much. That is my problem with a lot of games, is I have to retain too much knowledge. I was like, nah, this isn't fun anymore.
I really want to play things like Catan and stuff like with you. Like, I
love Catan.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think Catan is like a fun game. And
you can play with my cousin Mike. He would love to play Catan with you.
And while I'm also very horrible at Monopoly, like I like Monopoly. It's different, but like I think Catan's better. But I don't know. Like, there's a lot of like fun games that I would really love to play.
I know.
But I know you would just be like,
I will lose interest too fast. It's
kind
of like when we were trying to do model kits. not model kits are not for me. It does not hold my interest. Yeah. There is so Burger Battle though does have not the dice one, but one of the card games. Whoever ate a burger last is who gets to start. That's one of the starting ones. Yeah. And I think that's a good way to play.
Yeah, it's very fun.
If you want another simple game, which I finally bought after, what was it? I played it first in 2019, and I just bought it last year. It's called Tsuro, Tsuro, and it's one of the simplest games you will ever find. Okay. You have like this, like little pylons or something, like rocks, plastic rocks, and you have cards with paths, and all the squares, all the cards connect to the other ones. And the idea is to, like, you put a card and you go to the end of where you have to go, and then you put another one, you go to the end of where you have to go, and at some point you start meeting the other cards. You start going to wherever they take you, and you lose if you fall off the board or if you clash into someone else. Okay. Those are all the rules.
That sounds
super
fun.
Simple.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah,
I could do that one.
Yeah.
That sounds up my alley.
I'm gonna buy all of these.
I know. We're gonna pile of board games.
We have a pile of board games.
So I'm also very good at buying board games that take 3+ players, and yet somehow we never able to coordinate a board game night at our house. And I have no idea.
That's sad.
It is. It's so terrible. So
we have people that would definitely play, but for whatever reason, it's just, I don't know. We all always.
It seems like this.
We're just like, oh, we're gonna do a board game night this month, and then it's like the next month.
Never happens.
It's very funny, but no, I was gonna show. So along the lines of Burger Battle Shake Up, the dice game. So he actually did. It started with a card game, and this is essentially what the card game is. So each person gets like a burger type, and like these are like the different ingredients, and then you draw from a stack that has like the ingredients, and you're trying to again build your burger, but then there are battle cards
where you can bomb,
where you can like steal ingredients or like blow up. So I have to start over from scratch. And so it's like I wouldn't say it's as much cooperative. Like you can kind of work like with other people to work against other people, but it's kind of like, but it is very much like a battling type of game.
I mean, that's my favorite way to play a game, is that if there's more than just he and I pick one person and I just am going to ensure that person loses. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so I just like, that's the person that I've decided is going to lose. I don't even care if I win.
Yeah. If you want one that's kind of like that, is Virus. Which basically the idea is you're a bunch of doctors and you're trying to like solve some heal a disease, and you have to get 4 healthy organs. Whoever gets 4 healthy organs wins. And each doctor can infect other doctors' patients. So it's like, I can infect your stomach, I can infect your like brain or whatever. I can steal your body, I can steal your body parts. So instead of making a burger, you're making a body.
That's fun. I like that. I like that a lot.
That's great.
Before I forget to mention, I did put a QR code up here in the corner, which goes to your website, that I think the one that has all the links to all your socials and stuff. So
thank you.
If just in case anybody's curious what that is, scan it. Then you can get to all the things. I did put a link in the chat a little bit ago, but I'll put it again shortly too. So,
and just because you put that plug in here, so I'm going to go back to just I asked the question one way, which is like, how did you end up where you are today? But like, did you go to how did you actually end up? Like, did you have a bad dating experience?
What went wrong in your life?
Yeah, like how did this happen? Did you go to school for this in some way? Like, do you have like a psychology degree, or like, how did this transpire that this is what you do?
Well, I already mentioned I was like doing like this for Silverhawks, and then I fell on my face. But apart from that, after that happened, no. So basically, like all my life, I was like super shy. I had no idea how like dating worked or anything, but I somehow ended up getting into relationships. I like relationships. I don't care about dating. Mm-hmm. And it was always with friends. Like I met someone, we were friends for a few months or maybe a year, and then we started dating. At some point when I was 17, I started dating someone until I was 24. So I basically skipped the whole let's go on dates stage. And when that ended, I was like, how does this thing work? Like, I'm out of school, I'm like at uni and I am working. Like, how do I meet someone? Like, I only know making friends. And so I tried to learn how to date. And the only thing available was like pickup artist stuff, which now is called like Red Pill.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried some of it, and some of it was kind of okay. Most of it just like made my stomach turn. And I was like, this feels wrong, because it's like I've gotten into relationships and it wasn't this way, but everything that I read tells me that it's this other way. So let's try it. And I just kept failing and failing and failing. And not only failing, just like feeling bad about doing it that way. And at one point I was like, well, like I got to a point where I'm not shy anymore. Right. And kind of like my way of doing things is by making friends. Like just getting to know someone, making friends. And so I said, maybe this is just my way of doing it and maybe it works for other people. So I started sharing it online, right? I would go to like Reddit and whatnot and trying to help people and be like, hey, how about friends? And then like, no, the friend zone. And I said, okay, I'm going to start interviewing couples and I'm going to see what I find. And I started interviewing a few and most of them started as friends. And I'm like, okay, then it's not just me. Like all my life, I felt like I was just weird. Like my partners told me you're too slow, right? It's like, it took you 4 months to tell me that you liked me. How could you? And I'm like, well, I'm shy and I was scared of rejection. So like, I didn't know what to do. And so I grew up feeling like what I was doing was wrong. And then I'm interviewing these couples and it's like, you guys did the same thing that I was doing. Like, what the heck? And so I decided, okay, I'm going to go to conventions and interview lots of couples and see what I find. And the more I keep interviewing, the more I keep finding like I was doing things right all along. Like from when I was a teenager, without knowing it, I was like, I'm not interested in just like dating random people. I want to get to know someone. And then we started dating. And that was apparently the normal thing, which everybody was saying that it was not normal.
Interesting.
And now I have proof, right? And so like once I started like developing that, then I finally got people interested in being like, okay, like maybe this is a thing. You're asking about degrees. I don't have a degree in psychology. I did. So do you guys know Healthy Gamer?
I don't think
so. Healthy Gamer is now it's a huge platform. They have lots of coaches, and recently they started training coaches.
Okay.
So I did training with them, and now I'm actually doing an internship with them where we get supervision and we get even more training. So that's what I did on the coaching side. Okay. But for the most part, basically what I help people with is, so when I go to a new city, often I have no friends, I have no connections, I have no nothing. And I had to learn how to make all of that from scratch. And I know that that leads to relationships, both because of the data and my own experience. And that's what I help people build. Because most of the people that I talk to, they're like, I tried dating apps, maybe cold approaches, and both failed. And I have like 3 friends, maybe 5 if they play D&D. And that's it. And I help them be like, okay, what are your hobbies and how can we make them social? And from that, I'm going to help you just like keep building your community so that you have repeated exposure to more people. And then you can find a player too. And I've tried this in so many countries that I lost count. My clients, the same. Everyone gets the same results. Everyone ends up finding community, finding a partner, and just like overall being happier because you get to meet with people who like you.
I love that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's also, I think, a lot of where we used to have, again, smaller community, family, church, what have you, that sort of built those, but now you're taking it into more of that like modern space.
Yeah. And like the spaces where we're forced to interact maybe are gone, but there are so many people meeting in person.
Yeah.
Like I had a client and I have a podcast episode with him. His name is Aaron. when we started, like he lives in London, and he was saying nobody wants to meet here. London is a huge city. It's a massive city with lots of people. I was there. I told him, I was there for 3 days and I met people.
Right.
Yeah.
And at first he was super convinced, like there's nothing here, like nobody wants to meet. Everyone just goes to the pub. And by the third session, he was like, oh my God, like everybody wants to meet. Like all the meetups are gone. Like from we had one session and he was like, okay, your task for the next one is to just like sign up to something.
Mm-hmm.
And next time I was like, how did it go? I couldn't. Everything is booked out. Like everybody wants to meet. And I'm like, oh, I thought nobody wanted to meet. And like that's basically what we do. So we almost never talk about flirting. The couples that I interview almost never talk about flirting anyway. So I'm like, you don't. There's what you need, and there's what's optional.
Mm-hmm.
Flirting is optional. Mm-hmm. Going on dates is optional. Like if you start as friends, you don't usually go on dates. You start as friends, and he was like, "I like you too. Cool, we're dating."
Boom.
It's not that far off.
Like, I almost feel like, if you start as friends, then kind of like those mutual activities are almost like those, like the dates, right? So it's like if you're friends with somebody and you go bowling or whatever, right? And maybe either even as a group, like that's almost kind of like a date in a sense, where like you can interact with that person and kind of know how they function in that scenario, or get to know how they function in that scenario, like without like a one-on-one,
without the
like,
the pressure of a one-on-one like interaction, because that is a lot of pressure for somebody.
Sure.
Just, try and figure that out and hold a conversation. I can have a conversation literally with anybody for a long stretch of time. Like that is not my problem. I know, like, but you, like, I think
I need a costume.
You would.
This is my costume.
You would have a very hard time, like, having a long conversation with somebody you didn't know.
Nope. It gets real awkward real quick.
And honestly, that's most people.
Yeah.
That's most people, right? Because I'm not against dating apps. I think they're a useful tool. The issue is when they're your only tool.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it becomes a problem. One of the problems with dating apps is that you're not meeting people who are like you, which does happen when you're in a community. Mm-hmm. If it's like a friend of a friend, you both like the same friend, therefore you might like each other. Mm-hmm. Right? With dating apps, you meet people who have different codes than you, who have like different life, different interests, and you have to kind of find that out.
Well, and you're putting on like I think, because we've been watching that dating audit show, but like
you have to curate your your dating app profile to be able to hook somebody's attention very quickly.
And it seems like a lot of people also use filters, whereas if you're meeting people in a friends group, like what that person looks like in real life.
Some use AI
versus people like catfishing or what have you. Like, oh, here I'm just going to use this filter,
and maybe not even intentionally doing it, but just thinking like, oh, I took this picture of myself and apply this filter, and it makes I look so much better, and like like not thinking like, oh,
I'm going to eventually meet someone and they're going to realize I don't look like this.
Yeah,
yeah, and like circling back to the dating, like when you look for dating advice, much of the advice is how to behave on a date, what questions to ask on a date, what to do on a date. Like it's now for me it's hilarious because I can see what actually works. Mm-hmm. And you have so many rules for the dates, right? It's like it shouldn't be more than 90 minutes because then you lose the attraction. You shouldn't have a table in the middle because you want to make physical contact. You like, I don't know, like you have to be doing like something that gets you both in the same emotional like stage or stages, because that creates a bond. The couples that I've interviewed who went on like actual first dates, it was like we went to a bar or like a coffee shop, or we went for lunch and we had to leave because they were closing. Mm-hmm. That was the date.
Yep.
Interesting. Our first day, we went and looked at old rusty things.
That is true. We did a lot of different things, but we did go to a architectural salvage place, and it was like multiple stories in one story.
We probably have the weirdest.
We do. It was so stupid. It was so dumb.
And I was just like, I was thinking about like to that like table in the middle thing. I'm just like, like physical contact and be like, here, I have some dessert. Do you want to try it? I'm like, reach across. Like, I don't know. That is a weird thing. I don't know. That's kind of a weird. Yeah. I don't know. Those are weird rules. I don't know. I never really thought about. So I'm the type of person where like the typical rules like don't really apply, right? Or I don't think about them. I just make my own rules. And so I don't know. So the things you say, those are very interesting to me. I'm very curious about that because I would personally never think of, so while I'm a very awkward person, like I'm very socially awkward. Like I don't know how to do small talk. Like even with people I have known my entire life, you can put me one-on-one in the same room with somebody I've known since I was 6. And I'm like, I don't know what to talk to you about for like the first 20 minutes.
But somehow if you give him some sort of costume, then he becomes, have you seen like those, like car dealerships where there's like an inflatable man that he's like that is you in real life. Yeah. That is your personality.
And so I don't know if I would necessarily understand these like rules that people say that should exist in the first place, because I'd be like, oh, that doesn't make any sense to me. So like I probably wouldn't, I'd be like, well, you're gonna tell me I should do this. I'm like, that's not what I'm gonna do at all. But but it would probably not work for me.
But like all those rules just get in the way of people actually finding someone, right? Like I was talking to a person and they were like, this was a guy and he was like, how do I like escalate to get to the kiss? And because like, how do I do it? And I was like, just tell the person that you like her, or like ask if you can kiss them. And like, no, because of reasons. And I'm like, look, many of the couples that I met, they were like, I like you. Can I kiss you? Yes. Done. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that complicated. And like a month later, a few weeks later, I got like this long text saying like, hey, I went out with someone. I told them that I liked them. And then I asked if I could kiss them. And they said yes. And I feel great. And I don't have to hide that I'm a nerd. And then when we got intimate, then we had great communication about what each of us liked. And that was the missing thing. It was like they thought that there was a hard rule that you can't say that you like someone, that you have to escalate physically, which is it's a valid way. I have couples who say like we just grew closer and closer to like we grew comfortable, like physically comfortable together, and then we just kissed. Valid.
That stuff though can be different based on clearly both on the person and the culture too.
Yes.
Like there's certain cultural, like if you got too close to someone without having that conversation, they'd be like, no, get away from me, I'm gonna mace you now.
That would be me.
Hey, here we kiss on the cheek with everybody, men and women, to greet. When I first went to I lived in Canada for 2.5 years, I was like, hi. And then I got back here and I was like kissing everybody.
See, like this is where like I'm like, I wish I lived in a place where we just kissed everybody, because I would be all about it. But it'd be like real wet every time. I'd be like, I come in like, come on. I get it real wet. I'd be like, I'm like, time for cheek kisses. Just because I'm that person. And
I know you would make it awkward.
It would be awkward for
he is somebody that likes to hug just about 10 seconds too long.
It's like when you feel the person pull away, you just you
keep going.
You get a little bit more firmer, count to 3, and then let them go. Just so they're just like, oh shit, what just happened? But like I tried to leave this encounter, just so they know who's really in charge. No,
you would be good here. Like I had some friends coming over quite a few years back. He's from Poland, she's Vietnamese. And when they got here, I was like, guys, you're going to get kisses from everybody, including you. And I looked at my male Polish friend. I was like, you're going to get kisses from the men, just so you know. He was like, okay.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. No, it's I don't know that people pay as much like attention to some of those differences.
Yeah, I do feel like that there's a little bit more of like a personal. So it's funny. It's like I will happily invade anybody's personal bubble space with my own nonsense, but if somebody gets a little bit close to me, I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? So I'm like, I did not give consent for this.
So you just gotta fight fire with fire. If this one's making you uncomfortable, you just gotta bring it back. Same energy.
Yeah, actually, that's the way it works. Because I'm like, oh, okay, this is mutual now, so let's go, right? And I'm just like, I'm like, oh, like I kissed you for a little bit too long on your cheek, and so you kissed me for a little bit too long. Well, now we're just gonna sit cheek to cheek for like 45 minutes, and we're all good, right? Like, we're like, I don't care if we just met each other 30 seconds ago. Like, here we are. Like, you know.
Oh gosh.
Well, like as a nomad, we have nomads, we have that issue a lot, right? Because I meet people from all over the place all the time. Right. And I remember one time I was at a not a convention, but like an event for nomads. And on the group chats, someone was saying, like a woman was saying that some men were making some women uncomfortable. And I was at a large table with people. And I said, that's awful, first of all. But second, what were they doing? Because it could have been me, it could have been a friend of mine. I have no idea. And just to prove a point, I looked at one of the women there was from Ukraine. I was like, are you cool with physical touch? And she's like, well, it depends. I'm like, okay. How about the knee? Sure. How about the shoulder? Sure. Sorry. I said, how about the shoulder? Fine. How about the upper arm? Fine. How about the knee? No. And then I looked at a Mexican friend next to me, and I was like, what do you think? And I just put my hand on her knee. And she's like, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew it would be fine. Right. But like, that was just to show, like, if some people are feeling uncomfortable, we should know what it is that's making them uncomfortable, because we have people from many different countries. And these things are not hardwired, and there's not an actual reason for them other than how you grew up. Which is why people with autism have so much trouble understanding like social cues, because they make no sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are you looking at me?
I mean, you know, it is what it is, right? No. That's I can see how that would be very difficult, because those social cues can vary so widely. Like, not even just based on, depending on where you are in the world. Absolutely.
I mean, I would say, like, in our neighborhood, specifically where we live, like, we actually have a wide variety of people from different countries. It's way more diverse than I ever like would expect that we would find here. And actually, from you know, the house on, well, going 2 up, right, to the one next to us, and then 2 down.
Yeah.
Like, we have,
well,
you know, like different religious aspects and different cultures, right? And so, like, just in this like 5-house span,
we really span the gambit.
way vast, right? And so like, I mean, even just like in a neighborhood setting, interacting with like neighbors, it can vary like that too. So it's like getting to know the different cultures, or kind of understanding like from that perspective. Like, I think it can work or carry over, right, from like a dating perspective to, you know, whether it's just like people you kind of live around. And you know, if I'm wrong here, like, tell me please, but like I think like a little bit of like social awareness kind of goes a long way, which is difficult, you know, for a lot of people. I'll admit, you know, I really got to tune in, you know, to understand it. And
I mean, even I'll go to like a silly one for you, is he is often shouting, like again, you have no indoor voice, and so I have to be like, hey Rob, you're hurting my ears, like you are shouting right now, you have no idea how loud you are, and you're like, oh, I'm
just like, I'm sorry sir, I'll quiet down now.
I'm like, you're still shouting, like you need to take it down a level, or I can't hear you because you're so loud. But yeah, even some of those types of things that I don't know that
I do invade your ear space.
Yeah, you do invade my ear space. It's hard.
I have the same. I was in Canada. We're walking back home, a group of us, late at night. I don't drink alcohol, by the way. And someone was like, Alex, you're the only one sober here, and you're the only one yelling.
Yeah.
I'm like, just blame my Italian side. I don't know.
You know, like I don't know, like I am much quieter inside my head. Like I can't hear, like I honestly, I can't hear myself speak. Like what's coming out of my mouth, I don't hear it.
I have never contemplated, could I hear myself speak? Like I've never actually thought that.
Well, I don't think it either, and that's why I'm always yelling. So you shared something with us. It was a survey, and I did you want to show that? Like, is that something?
No, in case you guys wanted to see it, like, I mean, if you want, we can share it, but people can download it. It's daylikeanerd.com/reality.
I don't know.
And there's that survey plus it's like 60 something pages with all the results.
Yeah.
That's basically what I got from that's from the 541 couples. Right now I'm at 700, haven't updated it yet, but the results are pretty much the same. And that's just to show like where couples met, how many started as friends, how long they were friends for.
And I just thought this was very interesting. Like I'm a data person, so graphs and charts, I'm just like, this is cool, right?
I mean, every video we post, we love to look at the results of like, what are the age ranges? Is it mostly men or women? Yep. I love it when we post something where it's like less than 90% dudes. Like sometimes, like, I mean, most of the account we post 90% dudes, but like there is that sweet spot where sometimes we get like 10, 20, 30% women. That's really exciting. So these charts were very interesting.
But I think the thing that is interesting to me with the data, and actually, I mean, like you have a pretty good like span of like people that you've surveyed too, which I think is pretty cool.
And I like that it's an international focus. It's not just like one specific locale.
Yeah.
So that I think is interesting.
And I think that to me personally, I think the data really speaks, right? Because like this is so. I guess the reason why I bring this up a little bit is because we get a lot of comments from people that are like, well, how did you get somebody like this? And I'm like, well, I trapped her. And so I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm like, it's a reverse scenario. I'm just like, I don't know how, I just got lucky, right? Kind of like, I don't know. But, and so like we basically, I always typically respond with like, people, there are people out there, right? Like you might be really super into something and somebody else might not be super into that, but like you can probably find a crossover point where that's relatable that kind of like makes that connection that maybe wouldn't exist if you're just like, I like toys, do you like toys, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you come in hard with like, oh, I like action figures, we're like, oh, that's cool, bro, and that would probably been the end of it. Like that would not have stuck. But like because we knew each other outside of that aspect, like we were able to find, whatever, you do what makes you happy. But if like, if you had come in hard and showed me your collection, I would be like, nah, this isn't gonna work.
In all honesty, I didn't have this giant collection before you. You were the one that enabled it. Like
I know.
I had a very small, modest collection of video game.
I understand. That still probably would not have worked out for me. I'm just gonna say, if that had been your first thing you showed me. But here, let him talk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I have a podcast interview with Kaya, and she makes content about Lord of the Rings. Right. And at one point I asked her, I was like, at what point did you tell your now fiance about the Lord of the Rings? And she's like, well, it took a while, like maybe like a year. And she's very big into it. But we were talking about how, the term info dumping, right?
Right.
So we're talking about info dumping. And she was like, you have to go slow. And so she mentioned that she liked Lord of the Rings. And her fiance mentioned that she liked Star Wars. And then each of them started like sharing a little bit more slowly. And then like they started like showing each other the other side. And it's not so much because most people say like, okay, I want to find someone who likes the same things that I do, that I like. So I'm going to just like, hey, I like toys. You like toys? How about toys?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like toys, but maybe they like something else that you like. And if you have repeated exposure, then you have enough conversations where other stuff can come in. In the same way, if you have a group of friends who are like in D&D, maybe you would be a great match for someone who doesn't like D&D, but they like LARPing or they like something else. So if you do something else with your friends who like D&D, then other people can join that group and that activity.
We should
LARP and sometime. it's also probably, I would say, there's that whole opposites attract thing. Now, if we were both into collecting action figures, our house would be
a disaster.
We would have
I mean, it's like sometimes
it would just be like bursting out from the seams. Like someone has to someone has to control the chaos.
Yeah.
Like there has to be like that checks and balances.
Well, I mean, just similar
if we
were both into books.
Oh yeah, we both into books. This
or
whole
books,
house would be a library.
I should say books without pictures. You know, like this whole house would be a library because you are very into books and reading. And
yeah, I think if you
I slowly converted you into books with pictures a little bit, and you converted me a little bit into books without pictures. And but yeah, like I think there's something there, right, where it's like, you know, I would never look for somebody, me personally, that like is into toys or collecting, because I know I have little self-control. And if I was in a relationship with somebody that also had little self-control, there would be zero control, and we would both like spiral out of control, right? And so I think that's one thing that I feel works very well with us, that we probably didn't anticipate and just happened, is that we both we both have very wide difference of interest. Those words don't make sense. We have a very wide spectrum of interests, but they differ vastly, right? And so it's like there's not a lot, I would say, on the surface that crosses over. Like it wasn't until we kind of got into things a little bit that we found, oh, like I like that too, or you're like, oh, I like that too, or like here's this thing that you would never go to, but I took you to it, and you're like, I like this piece of it, so now we can go to it anytime. Like
like I had never been to a Comic-Con.
Examples, I took her to a convention. She never had an interest going to a convention
because I was like, this is just going to be too nerdy for me. Like this isn't going to work.
It's a bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
It's not because I had anything against anybody. I was just like, there's not going to be anything there for me.
Yeah.
But then
what she does like is listening to old men talk about stuff.
I do. If you were like collecting Social Security and you want to get up there and tell about your whole life story, I'm in for it. Like, please tell me all the things about your life.
So we went to some panels, and she was like, I'm all in. You know, like. Done. But like these are just guys telling their stories, like about who they are and what they've done in their life. This is exactly what I love. So I'm like, so that's how we split it. Is like we'll do the showroom floor and like, you know, kind of look for some stuff that's interesting.
And then I just have to be like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of close my eyes here while you freak out and look at all the stuff, and I get overwhelmed, and we'll be fine.
And then we'll go to panels for the rest of the day. You know,
yeah, that's part of being a couple.
Right.
Just like I never would have went to see Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about stuff, and then you're like, he's an astrophysicist that is funny sometimes, and I'm like, space is okay.
And then we've seen him twice.
Yeah, and we've seen him twice. Like he's a funny guy. Very interesting.
Yeah. Many of the couples that I interviewed at the conventions, they were like, he's a nerd or she's a nerd. I'm just here tagging along. And I'm like, I just need one of you to be nerds. That's all.
Yeah.
Actually, that's right. Yes.
That's probably what works best if just one of them.
I don't know if there's like a super nerd, like that might be too much.
Who are we talking to? Oh, Chris Fink, where he said that I was a nerd and you're a geek.
Yeah, that was it.
And so like that was like the magical recipe, is because you're geeky on smart things and I'm nerdy on not smart things.
Childish things.
I don't even consider her to be a good nerd, to be honest. Like I am very mediocre. Like I'm like, I know a little bit about a lot of things, but not a lot about anything. And so
same here. Like I mentioned, like I have really bad memory for anything, like names and characters and stuff. I just know that I like it.
Yeah. That's all that matters to me. I'm just like,
that's fantastic.
I don't have to go all in on everything, because that's actually the problem with me. Is if I go all in, I'm just like, I like this thing, then this happens.
You can't reel it in.
Yep.
One thing you mentioned that, sorry, you keep trying to say something. But
I was trying to go back to our list of questions, but I don't have access to that.
No, you don't. Notes. I do though.
I know.
You mentioned the nomad thing. What got you into that?
So I spent pretty much all my life trying to get out of the country.
Okay.
Like I don't like it here. I feel like it's unstable. I don't feel safe. And like I was trying to find how to get out. I lived in Canada for 2.5 years, wasn't able to stay there. I lived in Australia for a year, wasn't able to stay there. But at some point I got my Italian citizenship, which is why I speak very loudly. And then I said, okay, I don't have to get a work visa anymore. I don't need sponsorship anymore. So I'm going to go around Europe and see where I want to settle down. But before that, I'm going to go to Australia and New Zealand to visit friends before I go all the way to Europe and just stay there. And I started working remotely. I was producing podcasts. I went to New Zealand. I went to Bali. I went to Australia. And then COVID happened. And I got stuck in Sydney with a friend of mine, my Polish friend. And I was like, you know what? This is not so bad. Like working remotely and being anywhere. I'm like, I'm just going to keep going until I find somewhere that I like. And I haven't found it yet. I mean, I like many places. I haven't found a place that I'm like, this feels like home. Other than Banff in Canada, with which I fell in love, but I can't live there. They won't let me. So apart from that, I'm just moving around. I have made friends with people from all over the world. And no matter where I am right now, I always miss somebody. Like right now, I really want to go to Bulgaria and to Spain to visit some friends. I also want to come by Poland because I always go by every few years. But if I'm there, then I miss my family here. Or I miss people in Australia.
Right.
Or I have my nomad friends who right now are somewhere else. There's going to be a cruise soon that's going to go from Spain to I don't know where. And so at this point, I'm just traveling to see my friends or to make more friends, honestly. Until I find somewhere that I'm like, you know what, this feels like home. I'm going to stay here. Until then, yeah, I'm just enjoying the remote life.
I'd say that's really like, I want to say it's like really inspirational. Like I like that. I really like that. I'm like,
you can't stick your toys though.
He could never do it.
I like hearing you talk about it. I'm just like, man, that'd be so much fun. But I'm like, I could never do that.
No, that is not your personality in the slightest.
I was like, oh, that'd be so cool to just kind of like travel around and see all kinds of different things. And
I mean, that was my plan before we got together. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do whatever I want and live out of suitcases. And then, you know, I got with you, and now we have this.
I don't know how to leave the house without like 12 suitcases.
I know. But I'm gonna throw in a joke here that's very regional to us. Like, have you ever seen The Field of Dreams? Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Okay.
It's not very good.
It's great. It's about like this guy that creates like this baseball diamond in a cornfield. It's fantastic. So I'm just gonna say that the reason you haven't found that perfect place is because you probably haven't come to Iowa.
Okay. Sure. I don't know how easy it would be for me to settle in. Settle down there, but
exciting places here, and Iowa is in no way those places, but
okay.
It could be.
It's very mediocre, right in the middle of the United States. Like, but like, there's not a lot of earthquakes. There's very few tornadoes.
Yeah, there's some tornadoes.
You don't have to worry about sinking into the ocean. Like, it's super cold for a few weeks, super hot for a few weeks. Otherwise, it's pretty mild temperatures. It's like,
I mean, there's a saying in The Field of Dreams that one of the baseball players asks, "Is this heaven?" And Kevin Costner's character says, "No, it's Iowa." So I'm just saying,
wow,
Iowa might be what you're looking for.
Fair enough. I haven't been yet, so maybe.
Well, but as Sarah always says, we've got a spare room if you ever need to. She offers up our spare room to everybody. So if you ever
well,
nomading around.
You have games for 3-4 people, so you know maybe you can finally get to play those.
Exactly.
You just got me one for Christmas. They're like, I'm just like, Sarah, this has 3+ people on. She's like, I know, but it looks fun.
It does look fun.
Yeah. But like, Rob, I do want to mention, like you were saying, like how you couldn't do it, and I think that's really important to know, right? Because I often hear like, oh, I want to do what you do. It's amazing. I'm so jealous. You know you could do it, but it just wouldn't work for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I know
it involves sacrifices.
Yeah. Physically and mentally, I could do it.
You just wouldn't be happy.
I wouldn't be happy. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
And recognizing that it's like it is possible. It's just not what you're choosing. I think that's super important.
Yeah. like as an example, this is how bad I am. And this is how polar opposite we are. So like Sarah's brother is getting married this fall, and like the others, like we're like right in the middle of the country. He's on the edge, and I get really bad motion sickness. And so I'm like, I just stay at home because then I don't have to worry about getting sick on a plane. But the compromise is like we're driving, but like also because we're driving, then I can bring all the comfort things that like
your pillow
that I want to bring. And so like,
and, whatever, like
so like it might take 2 days to get there, but I'll have all my comfort there, so I know, like, could I just like pack a suitcase full of clothes and like run off somewhere? Like, sure, I could. I definitely could, but I don't want to.
You're not going to.
And it's really important that you know that.
Yeah.
That's super important.
Now, Sarah, on the other hand.
Oh, yeah. I lived out of a suitcase for many, many years.
But
it'd be fine. It would be totally fine.
You know, I feel like I've softened you up a little bit, though, where a little bit of inconvenience, you'd be like, man, this sucks.
I know. My life has gotten a little too good. I would need to rough it out.
You just give you a little bit of like central air conditioning and you know what to do with yourself.
So we have kept you. Yes. The Midwest 8 hour trip. Yeah, it is. Anything that's less than 2 hours is just easy. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, I mean, to me, anything that's like less than 20 hours is easy.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, any flight that's under 20 hours is easy.
So like my trick to flying is I have to get a window seat. I have to have noise canceling headphones. I got to take a lot of Dramamine, and then I just like basically the goal is to go to sleep.
Yes.
And then I'm fine. Then I wake up, but yeah, like it's really weird. The motion sickness, the thing, like I thought as I would get older, it would get better, but it's actually the opposite. Is like the older I've gotten, like the worse the motion sickness is. And like, planes, boats, trains, like,
are we really going to go down this?
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
this has nothing to do with anything, but I'm like, anything that like is not like, anything that is not a vehicle I am in control of, like very shortly, I'll just be like all over the place. And so I like the idea.
Learn how to pilot.
Nomad thing. Like it seems like it'd be really fun, but like inside, I'm just like, I just be puking all the time. And so
just become a pilot. Easy.
Actually,
I bet
that's okay. That might be the ticket. Is like, I just need to buy a train. I need to buy an airplane. I need to buy a boat.
I was talking to someone who wanted to be a sailing nomad. So she was just gonna go with her husband, just like, I don't know, on a boat somewhere. She was asking me about being a nomad. I was like, I don't do sailing, but I can tell you what it's like for me.
There's so I lived in Grenada, in the West Indies for 2 years, and there's a lot of people that just sail up and down like the West Indies, like, and just live on boats and just travel the hurricane path, and they go north to escape the hurricanes. When hurricane season is done, they'll come back down and do that whole thing. It's really incredible. Like the amount of, families, like people with children, just like living on boats and going around and doing that. It's really wild seeing some of these kids like actually man the boats and do all that stuff. You wouldn't guess. You would never guess.
I have an on-topic question that's not about puking or boats.
Yeah, let's do that.
So with all of the places you've been, all over the world, and all the people that you've interviewed, is there one thing, I guess, in terms of like consistency that you see when it comes to dating, that is basically the same everywhere?
Repeat exposure.
It is. Okay.
Everywhere. I mean, and that's not just my surveys. That's all of the ones that I've seen in general.
Okay.
It's work, school, and uni are like top of the chart, and friends are like top of the list over and over again. Dating apps, sure, they depends how they do the survey, but it's usually around 10 to 20% for dating apps.
That sounds like it should be like just real easy code to crack. Then it's like just like, don't get on the dating apps, just go do stuff.
Yeah, but dating apps are easier because you're just like sitting on the toilet just swiping.
Yeah,
right.
And it feels like you're dating. It feels like you're doing something.
You're taking an action, but you're
yes.
not.
I don't know. That never really works for me because I'm just like it doesn't have that personal connection. And I don't like people, but like if I'm looking for somebody to date, like I gotta have that.
Well, you better not be looking for somebody to date.
Well, okay, so what back way when, you know, like
but that involves going out and doing stuff and meeting people, and if you're not comfortable with your social skills,
right,
that's scary. And part of why you're not comfortable with your social skills and scary is because you're not doing it. Like one of my clients at one point, like once he got out and met people, came back, and he was like, the world is so big. That was it. Like he had spent so much time at home with his like 3 friends, just like playing video games and going on Reddit and going on social media and seeing how terrible women are and then how scary they are. And then he went out to a couple of events, met lots of cool people, met a bunch of nerds going dancing. Like he was in a car and they were talking about like D&D and Baldur's Gate, and they were going to a square dancing, I think it was.
Oh, I love that.
And he's like, these were nerds like me, and I'm like, yep. Nerds do other stuff as well, and nerds do socialize, and nerds, like they go out. And I'm always amazed at the change that I see in my clients, and within like a very short span of time. Like usually my program is like 3 months. By the 3 months, I know that they have a system and they know where to meet people and how to meet them. I've even heard from previous clients that they started dating someone, then they stopped, and they weren't having a social life anymore, and they were just swiping and feeling miserable. And then they like deleted the app, started going out again, and started feeling better again. And it's crazy how they go from like, often we start working together and it's like they're depressed, they're not smiling, everything sucks. You can tell that like their hair's a mess, maybe they haven't showered even. And then around like 2 months later, it's like smiling, making jokes, nice haircut. And we never talked about like washing or like how to make jokes or anything like that. They just started meeting people who like them for who they are, and they started actually feeling comfortable. Which, if you know anything about attachment theory, that's how you build a secure attachment.
Yeah.
By meeting people who like you for who you are and support you when you need it. That's what they built with me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
gives me a little bit of chill. Sorry, I'm just like,
no, I know.
You have to put on a shirt.
All right. No, I mean, I think the work that you do is great. Like, it's something that I know a lot of people struggle with. I probably would struggle with it if I didn't get lucky here. And I just, I just think that there's something there that people need help with.
And we used to have those sort of, again, we used like our parents and our grandparents and great grandparents, they used to have things like matchmakers. So you had your like church community, like whatever that was doing some of those connections. So having some of those skills is, I think, really important because we don't have sort of that infrastructure that we used to have. How important is accountability and encouragement in your process? Well, that's a good question, Fanboy.
I don't know my clients do say that one of the reasons that they want to work with me is accountability. I don't have a whip, but they do feel like, okay, I have to show up to next session with the homework done. Right. And in this, like for encouragement, it's not so much encouragement as in validating how they feel. I mean, like, it's okay that you're scared. Now what's getting in the way? Let's see because often it's like, well, I know that this is going to happen. How do you know that? Well, I saw it on Reddit. Who said that? Like, how much do you believe them? Have you seen it? Have you experienced it? No, but like online, I see. So like more than encouragement of like, you can do it. You're a big man, whatever, strong, independent woman. Instead of saying that, it's more about, sure, it is scary. Like many of my clients, they've been traumatized. Right, like they were bullied at school because of being nerds or because of whatever reason. They made a social cue mistake, or they confessed their crush and they got made fun of. I don't know. Like, they have reasons to be scared. The thing is, are those reasons useful and valid now? And how can we slowly sort of like work on them? Like, I worked with someone who was afraid of talking to attractive women. And one of my tools in my toolbox is gamification. And I was like, okay, next time you go to whatever it is that you're going to meet people, just give yourself one experience point for starting a conversation. We're not talking about getting numbers. We're not talking about getting dates or a kiss. This is what you can do. You go, you start a conversation with someone that you feel anxious about, and you give yourself 1 point. Later, check in. How did it go? It's like, I got to 5 experience points and then just stopped counting. And I got a number. And like a few weeks later, he's like, by the way, that number that I got, we're dating now.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
It was basically just like removing that barrier of anxiety. No pickup lines, no negging, no weird shit.
I do like the idea of experience points. I'm a big points person, and like if you like, you can give me
tracking having charts.
Yeah, you can give me like arbitrary points that mean absolutely nothing, but I'm like, if I can earn points for it, I'm done. Like I'm all in.
That's how I got over like being shy.
Yeah,
I gamified it.
Yeah,
I was like, this scares the shit out of me. How can I do it so that I want to do it? And often enough, I was like, I don't want to do it. This is scary. Like, she's really pretty and I don't know what to do. It's like, okay, how many points would I do it for? It's like 3. No, this is way too scary. Okay, I'll give myself 5 points. And then I would go and I like start a conversation and then just like get rejected, like right off the bat. And I'll go back and open my phone and be like, I got points. Look, it's going up. Or maybe like, oh my God, I leveled up. Great. And then you take something that was a rejection, that was something bad, and you turn it into something positive and good that you want to do it again because you get dopamine.
Yeah.
And the key then is, which is what I do with clients, is once they level up, it's okay, what can you do now that you could not do before? What does it mean that you're now level 2 instead of 1? What skills did you gain? Because otherwise you're just always in the present stuck of like, I suck. But then when you say like, oh, I used to not be able to do this and now I can do it. And at some point you're just like, I don't need the points anymore, which is the goal.
Right.
So yeah, it works.
Very cool.
So what we can take away from this conversation is that you just need to give me more points when you want me to do something.
I will. All right. So we will. So I think you're going to do what I was going to ask you to do. Is we're going to put some of your links here within the chat.
There was one comment I was going to make real quick. So one thing. So I went. I saw a therapist quite a while back, but like one tool they gave me that's like really resonated, and this probably falls within the scope of maybe points or something else, but like it was a big focus on like irrational fears versus irrational fears. So like in situations where like there'd be a lot of anxiety, it was like, take a step back, look at it, like, is this a rational fear? Like, is this like something where you're driving across an icy bridge and there's like a 90% chance like you're actually going to like drive off the bridge and die, or like, is this bridge like well salted and you're just actually just going to be just fine driving across it because you've drove across it every day for like the last 10 years of your life, and it's probably not even icy type of thing, right? So it's like you often like make scary, like situations that give you anxiety like seem more scary, and you have these irrational fears that you kind of make even more rational in your head. But like, if you kind of take a step back and look at it and ask yourself, like, is this a fear, like a real thing I should be afraid of? Is somebody chasing me with a knife, or like,
or if I
catastrophize this, right? And like, I don't know, that's something that's just always stuck with me in all my scenarios. And I think to a comment you made earlier about what works for you, right? And I think there's a lot of things that I will often like have irrational fears on or whatever, right? And I don't think it's necessarily a fear, it's just it doesn't work for me. And so I don't know, I think it's an interesting approach that you have with this, and I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Rob's going to put again your links in the chat here. Are there any? How should people follow you? How can people stay up to date on the things that you're doing? And do you have any closing thoughts?
So I'm at Date Like a Nerd everywhere. So all the platforms except for X. Somebody took it before I did, like in 2013, and they're not using it, which pisses me off. But I'm not going to use it anyway, so it's fine. But apart from that, I'm everywhere. Date Like a Nerd or datelikeanerd.com. You can send me an email at dm@datelikeanerd.com. If you want to see the results of the report, and plus, so I made a guide that goes with it. So based on what actually works, I just made a step-by-step guide. That's at datelikeanerd.com/reality, and you can just download the whole thing. The report is like 67 pages, and the guide is like 30 pages. So it's quite a lot of data if you like data. Closing thoughts. I mean, I really enjoyed this chat. It went all over the place. I came in not knowing where it was going to go, and even in the middle, I did not know where it was going to go.
The story of our life.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We will see you next Tuesday.
And tell your mom that I said hi.